In this video, we will learn how to calculate for the standard deviation and the variance of a discrete random variable. Here are the steps. We need to construct a probability distribution table. That is the first one. But if it is already provided, no need. But if it is not, then we need to construct one. Step 2. We multiply x, which represents each possible value of our random variable, by its corresponding probability. In this step, we can get the mean of our discrete random variable. The third step is to square each possible value, that is x squared. Step 4, we multiply the square of each possible value by its corresponding probability, and we have x squared times the probability of x. Step 5 is to get the summation of the products of the square of each possible value and its corresponding probability. Step 6, this is to get the variance. We subtract the square of the mean from that summation. This refers to the mean of our discrete random variable. We have here, subtract the mean, the square of the mean of our discrete random variable from the summation that we got in step 5. And to determine the variance, determine the standard deviation, we simply find the square root of the variance. To better understand these steps, let us have this example. Suppose you tossed 3 coins simultaneously and you want to determine the expected appearance of heads, the standard deviation, and the variance. The expected appearance of heads here refers to the mean of our discrete random variable, which is the number of heads. Let us do it by following the steps. The first step is that we need a probability distribution table. The first 2 columns here represent the probability distribution table of our random variable, which is the number of heads. In other words, it is already provided. Or if it is not, then you need to construct one. We have here in the first column the possible values, and the second column its corresponding probability. Now that we have the probability distribution table, we proceed to the next step, which is we multiply each possible value by its corresponding probability. That is 0 times 1/8 is 0, 1 times 3/8 is 3/8, 2 times 3/8 is 6/8, and 3 times 1/8 is 3/8. After that, we determine the square of each possible value. That is 0 times 0, 0. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, and 3 squared is 9. Next is, we multiply its square by the probability corresponding to it. We have 1/8 times 0 is 0. 3/8 times 1 is 3/8. 3/8 times 4 is 12/8. And 1/8 times 9 is 9/8. We need these values to determine the variance and the standard deviation. First, we have to find the summation of this column because it will give us the mean of our discrete random variable. Let us have the summation, which is denoted by this one. The summation of, okay, we can transfer it here. The summation of the products of each possible value and its corresponding probability. We have 0 plus 3/8 is 3/8 plus 6/8 is 9/8 plus 3/8 is 12/8. In decimal, it is 1.5. Now, and Also, in our steps discussed a while ago, we need to determine the summation of these of the products of the square of each possible value and its corresponding probability. We have 0 plus 3 eighths is 3 eighths, plus 12 eighths is 15 over 8, plus 9 over 8 is 24 over 8, which is equal to 3. Thus, we already have the summation. Let us express it as a summation. We have summation of this expression. There you go. The summation of the products of the square of each possible value and its corresponding probability. We have 3. Now, to determine this is the mean. Okay? We already have the mean. That is, our mean is 1.5. The mean is 1.5. Now, to solve for the standard deviation, which is denoted by our standard deviation is sigma squared, lowercase sigma and then squared is equal to the summation, this one, minus the mean or the square of the mean. We have the mean denoted by mu, the square of mu or the square of the mean. Now, to continue the process, let us solve this one. Equals the summation of the square of its possible value, the product of its possible value, and its corresponding probability is 3. Minus, we have our mean, which is 1.5, squared. Then, which is equal to 3 minus 1.5 squared is 2.25. And 3 minus 2.25, that is not the value of our variance, which is equal to 0.75. In other words, the variance is 0.75. And to determine, this is now the variance of the discrete random variable. To determine the standard deviation, we simply have to determine the square root of the variance. Thus, we have standard deviation is equal to the square root of our variance, which is 0.75. And that is equal to 0.87 into decimal places. Thus, we have the standard deviation of our random variable. Again, let's go back the process. We have the probability distribution table. We multiply the possible value and its corresponding probability. We determine the square of each possible value, and we determine the product of the square of each possible value and its corresponding probability. We find the mean, which is the summation of the products of the possible value and its corresponding probability. We determine the summation of the square of each possible value, the summation of the products of the square of each possible value and its corresponding probability. We have it here. And we solve for the variance, which is the difference between the summation of the products of the square of each possible value and its corresponding probability and the square of the mean of our discrete random variable. By solving, we got our variance as 0.75, and the square root of our variance gives us the value of our standard deviation. That is how we are going to calculate for the variance and standard deviation of our discrete random variable. Thank you.